And we're joined by Anthony Shephard, one of the many candidates in this election, an outsider, a businessman. Tony, tell us about yourself and why you think you should have a spot on council.
Well, a little bit about me. I was born in the Okanagan. My earliest memory is actually watching the moon landing on a black and white TV in my mother's mobile home right here in Kelowna. I've lived in a variety of the small communities and towns around the Okanagan. I've lived in Calgary, Vancouver, South America for a little while, where I met and married my wife. And we moved back here 12, 13 years ago. We purchased a house here in Kelowna, and we're raising our two kids. So that's my quick background. I have run different businesses. I've bought and sold businesses, ones that were failing or not doing very well, turned a profit. Lots of different experience. I've worked 20 out of town and 10 in town up in the oil fields. I've worked computers with different financial institutions. Lots of different things.
Now, as far as council is concerned, in our conversation before this interview, you were saying that, all the familiarity that takes place between a council and the various developers that might appear before them starts to become a problem after a while. You've got to kind of swap things out, keep it fresh.
Yeah, that's what we were speaking about. I think I told you not to make me use the word incestuous, but I think I can manage to say it. I think that council needs to remember that their primary job and only focus should be the residents of Kelowna. Not developers, not special interest groups, not politicians. The residents of Kelowna. We are the people that need to be represented. And I think I can do a good job doing that. I like to listen to people. I learned when I was taking over businesses that you listen to your customers. And I guess we kind of have to look at the residents of Kelowna as a customer. We need to give them what they want. And they're investing in this community. They've been living here for years, and they're going to continue to live here.
Would you say that the current council at times has gotten too friendly with the development community?
I would say that's a reasonably accurate way of putting it. I mean, it can't be helped. If you think about it, they come to the council meetings on a regular basis. They're lobbying council members to approve zoning, to approve these different developments in different places, sometimes making exceptions, and they get to know them. How could you not get to know them if you meet them 20 or 30 times a year? It's inevitable. And I think that changing the council out, I think that's not a bad idea. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, now the biggest dragon that council has tried to slay is this issue of homelessness. It seems impossible. But there's been a lot of work in that regard. Do you think that they've been on the right track, cooperating with other levels of government, creating supportive housing and this sort of thing?
For the most part, I think they've been trying. Has the problem gotten better? No, it hasn't. I understand there's the Urban Mayor's Caucus is a thing. I was speaking to one of the people at the Gospel Mission, and apparently that's making some progress. Turning Point has a rapid rehousing that they're looking at doing and actually have been doing, and that's when people are newly kind of found homeless and they realize all of a sudden that they're having to live in a shelter. They try to get those people back into the mainstream quickly, because apparently if they're left too long, because of the triage system that they have in the shelters, these people that are at great risk, usually those that have been in the homeless situation the longest, they get priority. And that means those people that are fresh to it, they end up on their own and then eventually end up stuck in that cycle, and then it's harder to rehabilitate their lives.
So you were saying also prior to this that some of the public areas become almost no-go zones because they become occupied by people who aren't housed. There needs to be a little more, you were saying, public enforcement to keep public areas public?
I think so. I don't think it's unreasonable for people that pay for the parks and people that pay for the public washrooms to be able to use them. I don't think that's an unreasonable ask. I really don't.
Yeah. All right. Well, lots of candidates. I guess you have to campaign hard to get noticed.
I do. My little tagline is because Kelowna is yours. So feel free to remember that. You'll see the signs up. And you can check me out at tonyshepard.com and see what you see.
Terrific. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.